that's the decision you've reached. We'll respectfully comply. If we can march quickly and know that someone's protecting our backs, it would be a huge relief. As you wish. May the fortunes of war be with the Crimean army. If you've need of soldiers, send word. We'll move out at top speed. I'll be counting on it. Hey guys, what's up? Pitmarthor here, and welcome back to Let's Play Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. In the last episode, we headed off to Palmini Temple, where a bunch of priests were being held captive by mercenaries that sided with the Daean army. After managing to save every last priest and destroy every last one of the mercenaries, we were given an incredibly good healing staff that will likely be used for endgame if we can get Mist or Soren up to Esrek and Stab. So, fingers crossed, I'm going to try to bring Mist into pretty much every level at this point. No matter how unnecessary the healing, I really want to be able to use it because it's very good. In this episode, we've got an interesting level coming up. This is probably... Actually, no, there's no probably about it. This is one of the, if not, it's definitely in the top 3, but it might be the most annoying map in the entire game. It's definitely in the top 3. This one, I think, is far worse than the desert level. Far worse. Regardless, we found out also a little bit more about what we think might be Ashnard's motives, and how Raisin's story actually ties into Ike's and Mist, because the person that took care of Raisin's older sister whenever she was held captive was actually Ike's mother. So the Crimean army absorbs another troop from Benyon, and with its might increased, marches on towards the Daean-Crimean border. As you can see there a second ago, Ike had a talk with Zelgius about how he wants them to kind of stay back, and, you know, he said more so it's like, you know, if we had somebody watching our backs, you know, that would help a lot. But it's more so the case of what Soren pointed out, where if Benyon army is really the one to defeat Ashnard, the war won't mean anything, because then really they have the kind of control, not Crimea. Chapter 23, The Great Bridge. Yeah, that great's a relative term there. If anybody's played this game before, played the sequel Radiant Dawn, even if it's Radiant Dawn, you probably know what level this is. Alright, Alencia, what's up? The soldiers say that tomorrow we'll be able to see the Great Bridge. Once we cross it, we'll be in Crimea. That's what I've been told. Feels like I've been away for many years. Crimea is the land where I was born and raised. To feel so removed from it. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but we're actually getting there. We will actually be back in Crimea after this level, because this bridge is basically the quote-unquote shortcut between Crimea and Daean. I don't know if I'd call it a shortcut, but... Because I'll be perfectly straight. I would, if I was the Crimean army, I'd be walking around this bridge and taking the long way, but whatever. I am still, fair warning, I am still trying to get over this cold. It's not too bad anymore. The fever's gone, the sore throat's gone. It's more just kind of stopped up / runny nose. It kind of alternates every half an hour, so... If there's little pauses, I haven't made any yet, but if there's little pauses, it's probably me just, like, blowing my nose or something like that. It usually doesn't come out on the recording that I'm doing that. Like, my voice doesn't sound different, but, for those of you that watched the last Mario Sunshine video, I recorded that on February 25th, and right now it is March 6th, so I've had this for a little while, and I'm not able to kick it very well, unfortunately. Either way, we're almost there, so let's go home. Ooh, what a romantic setting. Makes me hard to make an appearance. I guess I could just leave you two. I know that voice. Do you guys know who this is? It's somebody we know, and it's been a while. That's right, Ranulf. You probably completely forgot about this guy, but yeah, he's still alive. Hey there, Ike. Looks like we stayed alive long enough to be reunited. Aren't we the lucky ones? Dude, what's up? We haven't seen you since we boarded Nasir's ship. Once I heard the news that the Crimean army had taken the Daean capital, I ran all this way to greet you. That is a long way, dude. So in light of your army's success, the elders have finally agreed on something. Gallia will lend its full support to Princess Crimea's effort to liberate her homeland. It's a done deal. Heck yes. We're going to establish a communications with them and create a united front. That being said, Gallia is here to support you. The Crimean army will always be at the center of the effort. Don't forget that. Yeah, see, that was kind of the issue we had last episode. So, we've got Benyon, we've got, obviously, Crimea, or what's left of it. We've got Gallia, we've got pretty much the Hawk tribe. You know, we've got his support, pretty much, even though he's not outright in the war with us. The Ravens have agreed to back off. Dan's definitely in trouble now. Yeah. No, he's not. I wouldn't say he's nervous. I'd say he's cynical, but in a good way. Like, you have to think about this. Heck yeah. Let's go get back our homeland, dude. It's about freaking time. Alright, so here's our results from the last battle. MVP is Jill. Not going to be seeing that this episode. Not because she won't be in the battle. She will be. But, we'll get to that shortly. Let's head on into the barracks. Support. Finally got that A rank. Alright. Let's have a look-see. You're the Dragon Knight we fought in Talrega was your father. Why? Why did you stay with us? See, that's why I said you couldn't get an A support with him until that, because obviously she brings up the fact that we killed Jill's father in that in Chapter 21, so either way. Fate works in strange ways. Had I not known about Commander Ike and the mercenaries, and about the Lagoos, I'm sure I would be with Dayan even now, taking pride in my work as a Dayan soldier and offering my life for Ashnard. Is it like the time I chased down your ship for— Yeah! You were a little bit hot-headed back then. When I joined you, I acted on my own accord. For the first time, I chose what I thought was a righteous path. I've heard of a Bjork custom where shaking and holding the hand, where the shaking and holding of hands. Well, maybe not holding hands. I'm pretty sure if I had some of my friends over, like some of the people I've guest commentated, I just like casually held their hand, they'd be a little concerned. So yeah, shaking hands fine, but holding hands, that's a little bit creepy. We listen to each other and are willing to compromise. I know the Bjork and Lugus can come to live with each other, I'm sure of it. So, to me, like, that's one of my more favorite supports, not because of the fact that they're usually on the front line and they have high movement, but it's also a good showing of how somebody's mindset can change once they see something from another viewpoint, because just because you've grown up with one viewpoint your whole life doesn't mean it's the correct one. So, it's kind of interesting to see that. I like it anyway. Soren! Soren, are you in here? Yeah? Ike, it's late. What do you want? Shh. Ike? Oh no, how strange. I was sure he'd come this way. Yoo-hoo! That voice. It's the woman from the item shop, isn't it? Commander Ike, where have you gone, handsome? Crud. Did you run in here to escape? Look, whatever that woman corners me, it takes forever to get away. Let me hide in here till things simmer down. We'll begin marching tomorrow morning. This is a waste of valuable time. I'll go chase her away. Wait, Soren! I love this scene. I forgot how funny it was. Ike, Ikey Poo, where are you? Amy? Oh, Soren. Ew. I mean, ew, what do you mean, ew? He doesn't look that ugly. Jeez. Do you have some business with Ike? Well, yes, I do. I found something special that I'd like to get. Yeah, I'm sure you have. Ike is in a war meeting, but if you have something for him, I can hold on to it for you. What should I do? You see, I have this new staff. Just stop right there. That's a hammernine, is it not? A rare staff that can take any item, no matter how battered and worn, and repair it completely. Why, that's right. You're quite knowledgeable, aren't you? If I may continue, I believe there's only one of these in all the world. It truly is priceless. And you want to give this to Ike? Well, I do want to be helpful. If you truly wish to capture Ike's attention, bringing him stats and whatnot will avail you nothing. Really? What, really? Oh dear, I was so hoping he would like it. Food, however, would be much more effective than a staff. He's particularly fond of spicy meat dishes. Well, how fitting. That's what I had earlier tonight. Is that so? Cooking is not something I'm skilled at, but oh, I've got it. I know the perfect dish. Ah, good. He will be very pleased. What about the staff? Hehe, you can keep it as payment for the cooking tip. Take good care of it. Well, she's unexpectedly generous. I'm to receive something quite nice from your admirer. Ikey Poo, thank you so much. Hey, wait a minute. Soren, you're awesome. So as Soren said, yes, this is in fact hammernine. This is a staff that restores an item to its maximum durability. No, you cannot use the staff on itself. You can't rub you can't rub a lamp and get a genie and on your last wish for 3 more wishes. Doesn't work. But anything else, yeah, you could completely restore the durability for it. So, this is a staff that many times playing through, I think, oh wow, I should keep this handy and then use it at a really critical moment, and then I end up never using it because I'm trying to save it constantly. To be perfectly honest, I would combine this with the Ashera Staff in endgame, because then you could use the Ashera Staff twice and heal it and get 2 more uses out of it and just keep doing that over and over. It would make a very effective way to heal. So, hopefully, fingers crossed, I will remember to do that. And if that's the case, then we'll be fine. The staff for this is only a C rank, so most people using it, or most people that can use staffs, probably got that ability already. Understood. Proceed as ordered. Sorry, yes, sir. What's next? Huh? Who's there? Sir, yes, sir. Hey, it's General Like the Great. I heard all about it, you know. Those guys went and made you a noble. Shannon? Good for you, huh? You're in love with a pretty widow princess. You're fighting side by side with your subhuman pals. Yeah, you're moving up, leading the good life. They're not subhumans, they're lagoos. Yeah, whatever. Now here's the deal. Now that you're a high-class noble, you can't be running around with a bunch of broke mercenaries. All the other nobles are gonna laugh at you. So give it up. I'll do you a favor and take over. I don't think so. I'm gonna continue as commander of the Grown Mercenaries. Screw you. You always get everything. Don't you ever want to give up anything? No, not big important Mr. Ike. You've always been like this. You always act like you're not interested in something, and then you swoop in and steal it away. Hey, Shannon? What? What? I want you to say my name, boy. Boy, boy, boy. Whittle boy Ike. Whittle Ikey. Shannon, what's wrong with you? Are you feeling alright? What do you care? I'm sorry, I can't take this serious. Yes, he's drunk, if you're wondering. You're not Commander Grail. Just because you're his son, that doesn't give you the right to use his name. Shannon, are you sure, right? Yeah, I'm fine. I'll be fine. Fine, fine. Ugh, I don't feel so good. I can't do the throwing up voice. I'm not any good at it. It was never about the commandership. It was about my father. Yeah. Friggin' Shannon going and getting himself drunk. Like, jeez, dude. That's crazy. Let's take a silver sword for his heart, because hey, you can use it. And I had a little bit of issues with him not getting kills in the last episode, because he didn't have really anything stronger than that steel sword. So we're gonna try this and see how it works out. Nephany, first off, let's... Oh, no, not that. I was going to put the Spirit Dust on the convoy. Take the Vulnerary back. Jeez. Out of curiosity... Well, you know what? We've got short spears and spears, don't we? I think we do. Spear's actually pretty good. We'll go ahead and use the spear, because the forged javelin, while the power's not quite as strong, it does have better accuracy, it's got better crit, it's got way less weight, so it's got a much better chance to attack twice. So using the spear's not that bad, but the spear actually is a little bit stronger than any throwing javelin that you can craft. Man, I can't believe I forgot to do that in the last episode, by the way. That was so stupid. I can't believe I forgot to forge a weapon. There are some lagoos in the next level. There's not a lot. Let's take the killer bow. I just got this from last chapter. We'll go ahead and take it. Might as well. Mia's alright. Oscar, that's right. I knew somebody had a short spear. It was you. That's right. Alright. Give you a silver lance. Volk, you don't need that. Sith has a lot of junk in here. Now that tomahawk's kind of going to waste, but, you know. I'm not, like, I've already gone over this before, but I'm not a big axe user in Fire Emblem. A lot of times I end up not using axe users, so it's just kind of one of the things I usually try to stay away from, because typically it's their bad accuracy, and I'm not saying that all of them do. There was one in particular in Shadow Dragon that was really good, but most of the time I don't bother with that. Alright. I think we're okay now. There's one thing I need to do though. Where did Mist go? There she is. Let's get rid of Ward and switch it out for Sleep. It might seem a bit weird, but it'll make sense later. Actually, Let's go ahead and put away the restore as well. And get another ward staff. Because like I said, I'm trying to get her weapon level up as much as I can. What is it at right now? It's at... Oh, it's at A. I thought it was at B. Okay, good. Then we should be able to get her to S rank pretty easily. That's a good sign. I thought it was much lower, so that's actually a big relief to see that. Provoke. That's right. We still have that provoke skill. I'm going to pass on that. Before I forget, I'm going to forge a weapon. So Zahark has one. Let's just look at the convoy really quickly. Zahark has one, and we can't make him a ranged sword, because you can't do that, sadly. You can't make magic swords, which kind of sucks. Nephany has a throwing lance forged, but she does not have a silver lance forged, so we're going to go ahead and do that as well. Alright, attack up, crit up, weight down, hit up. There we go. Sure. Delete all of this. Is that the... Oh, that's the hyphen. Okay. I'm not gonna have enough spaces, so we'll just go with Nephlite. I was gonna put lightning, but not enough. Oh well. Okay, we'll do that. Throw up the convoy. That takes care of her. So we'll have to start working on Rolf's stuff, and then Jill. Leith won't need anything. Oscar, Mia, Ike won't need anything. Astrid. Mist you can't do anything for because, to put it quite blankly, you can't forge stabs. Kind of a shame, but what are you gonna do, right? Alright, back to the EXP. Unless somebody's like 80 or higher, then I'm not gonna give them any, give anybody a level. Well, maybe I should give Mist one or two. Yeah, I should, because I'm taking her into this level, and I will give you a warning right now. If you've got more units than what you can select, which I don't remember how many you can take into this battle, I can actually check really quickly. But you don't want to take in somebody that's got pretty low HP. And you'll see why when we start there. How many units can you take into this? 13. You're allowed to take 13 units. So we might be able to take everybody, actually. I'm just going to alternate between Ike and Mist, and once I run out of experience, then I run out of experience. Yes, alright. Very good, very good. And that will cap his speed. That's one of the big things I was worried about, so... Speed is capped. I wish I remember what his defense capped at. Oh well. We have time, so it's fine. We've got time to work on it. Alright, if Mist can't get another level out of this, because I'm pretty sure Ike won't be able to. No, she won't be able to, and Ike definitely won't be able to. No, not even close. So, let's actually go ahead and top off some of the people that are relatively close. You could argue that you could still... Hey, +2. You could argue that you could still give it to them and just, like, it would get them closer to their next level, but I like going in with just, like, an extra little bit of stat boosts. Because even though it hasn't really happened in this game, sometimes 1 HP can be the difference between a unit staying alive and a unit dying, so... I don't think anybody else is really that close. No, not really. Nah, we'll just hold on to the rest of that experience, might as well. No other supports. I think I'm gonna check through one more time. Ike is okay. Zahark's alright. Nephany is okay. I would recommend taking, maybe for each of your units that has range or has the ability to use range, you might want to take in 2 throwing weapons, so hand axe, javelin, whatever. Jill's not the case, which we'll see why, because we have to leave her back at the start. Oh, Rolf, there's one thing I need you to take. Because you're running low on vulneraries, you only got 1 left. And everybody should probably have a full vulnerary, or at least 2. So, you should check that, because people are going to be taking a lot of minor damage here, and sometimes it adds up to enough where it can put you in trouble. So that looks like it's pretty good. All right, let's just get this over with. This isn't what I would call it's not like Chapter 21. It's not a super long stage. This probably isn't near as bad to watch as it is to play. So yes, as I mentioned last episode, we're going to be taking one of the full riders of Dan, and guess who it is? It's Patrine, who you can probably already tell by how she was shaking in her boots whenever talking to Ashnard. She is the lowest on the totem pole of the four riders, so... Yes, General, do you think it will work? Sometimes the simplest of traps offer the best results. Lure the enemy in and then finish them off one by one. Got it? Listen up, dogs. There will be no retreating today. We stop Crimey's advance here. We will not allow them to gain the comfort of their homeland. Any who do not fight to the death will face my lance. Alright, so we need to get an axe user, not that we have one. That's the bridge. Wow, it's huge. No comment. I doubt if Dan's going to let us cross over without objection. Yeah, I think that's highly unlikely. Alright, let's do this. Zach, there's one thing I've been meaning to ask you. What is it? I haven't seen Nasir around. What happened to him? He was declared an enemy combatant and locked up. What? Hey, I understand you being irked that he didn't mention testing you and all, but treating him like a criminal is too... Testing me? What are you talking about? Huh? Oh, nice weather, eh? Okay, just because I live in a town where it's socially acceptable to talk about the weather because it's constantly doing stupid stuff does not mean you can do it, Renulf. Nasir's a Dan spy? No way, that's not possible. He was our spy. You're telling me he was a Gallant spy? No, this makes sense to me. But he worked for us on behalf of the king, but Dan? As the Goose, he would have had absolutely no reason to work for them. But there was a Goldoan dragon named Ina who was working as a general for Dan. Are you serious? Yeah, we were forced to fight her in the Dan capital. When we attempted to capture her, Nasir intervened and allowed her to escape. He betrayed us. Wait, what? Hold on a minute. Maybe if that's the case, then I can see why. No, even so, teaming up with Dan is just too much. I hate to interrupt whatever it is you're doing. Pondering, really. But we've arrived at the bridge. Let me speak to Nasir, please. Once we finish this battle, we can go together, alright? Yeah, we need to get these guys out of here. And just seeing this map, I'm like, ugh. Alright, hard time for you to go to work. No, Mom, 5 more minutes. No, he does that all the time. Oh, what? Yeah, right. Has the enemy arrived? Yes, they just got here. Now get out there and do your job. I'm all over it. What an absolute fool. He's a better fighter than you are. The Riven Bridge. Getting across this bridge is more painful than having to repair the... Oh, what is it? It's the Bridge of Twilight Princess that breaks down. It's worse than that. Oh, well. Well, here we are. The Dan army is on the other side as expected. They're already in battle formation and just waiting to give us a warm welcome. Aw, that's charming. That's just what I want. Oh, well said. And by the way, I thought I'd join you today. Not as a galleon, but as part of our army, right? It's a problem. I can always sit this one out. No, of course not. Thank you for your continued support, Renulf. Thank you for supporting the U.S. military. Ah, the pleasure's all mine. Let's go carve us some Dans. Alright. So, as we carve some Dans, first thing to note is no thieves. Don't need those. So, you take in a couple other people. I would highly advise against taking Rayson into this fight. And by extension, I would highly recommend not taking in anybody that's got a relatively low amount of HP. I'm going to have to be very careful with Soren and Mist here in particular because their HP is rather low. 36, 32, and their defense is pretty weak. Everybody else is relatively high up. Nephany is a little bit low, but she's got decent defense, and Rolf's a much better dodger than either of the other two aforementioned ones were. But yeah, low HP is a little bit of a problem in this stage, so you are going to have to watch out for that. Let's see, in addition to that, you will have to take Jill into this fight, because, as you can see... Oop, nope, wrong way. Oh no, we're just not far enough, right? She can have a conversation with Har, so this is the stage that we'll be recruiting Har in as well. So you are going to have to take her into the stage if you want to get him. If not, well, then you're terrible. Because Har's awesome. Let's see. other important things to note? Let's go to the map, actually. You are going to want to leave some units behind. Jill and a couple others. There's going to be some reinforcements up here and down here. There's going to be some Draco Knights, and then I believe some Sword Masters are also up here, so leave some units behind. I'll talk about Renewal shortly, but I'd bring them into the battle and just leave them back here if you want. Anybody else, really. You could leave Tornado here. Anybody with high defense is a pretty decent choice as well. Looking up at the map, as you can see, there are a lot of ballistas as you're going across this thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You note that if you kill the enemy archer/sniper on these, you can take control of the ballista, but likely if you've got control of like this ballista here, anything across this area is probably already dead, so really gaining control of them isn't that important. If you're having trouble with the ballistas, this is where Provoke kind of would come in handy, because they'll almost always attack the person with Provoke, which will allow other units that are kind of weak to attacks like the Ballista to be able to mow down the enemies. Just make sure you don't advance too far in front of them, or else they won't be able to attack the person with Provoke. There is one big gimmick to this stage, but I'm going to kind of talk about that once we get into it, because it's a pain, and it's kind of the main reason that I don't like this stage. That's really all I have for anything else. Your bonus experience, if you clear it in 12 turns, you'll get bonus experience. Really, as for droppable items, there's nothing really to note that's that big of a deal other than what the boss drops. We'll talk about her shortly. I think that's about it. It looks like it is. So right now I'm going to go blow my nose, so I'm going to be cutting the audio here for a second. Alright, so we're back now. Sorry about that. That was just absolutely disgusting, so hopefully I'll remember to cut that out. If not, I apologize, because it was very gross. Patrine is a level 18 paladin. Holy cow, I didn't realize she was that high. Yikes. Yeah, whatever, we can take her easy. She comes with the skill Daunt. This decreases the hit and critical hit percentages of all enemies within 3 spaces. It's not really as great as you think it sounds, because it doesn't decrease it by much. This is a skill you can pick up in the sequel to this game, and while I usually give it to a character, it's not really that big a deal. As you can see, she wields an S in lances and A in axes, but her primary attack is with, of course, the only weapon that she has, which is the Flame Lance. This is a magic lance, so it does magical rather than physical damage. Why she picked it, I don't know, because as you can clearly see on her stats, her magic is lower than her strength. So, yeah, very odd choice. Her stats all around, with the exception of luck, are actually pretty decent, despite the fact that I don't like this character. But since she's using a magic-based weapon, highly recommended that whenever you fight her, try to take her down with a mage, because since it's a magic-based weapon, that means it's going to be dealing magical attacks, so it's going to matter about your resistance. So, for example, somebody like Soren, who's got 26 resistance, see, 10 power plus her 26, or plus her 16, there's 26 power right there. How much did Soren have? 26. So, yeah, it would be very advisable to take somebody with high resistances and play that against her, while avoiding people like Leaf, because, of course, that will mean that she takes bonus damage if you got a full guard on her. So, aside from that, you will probably not be able to double attack her, because her speed is pretty high, so as a whole, can be a threat if you're not careful, but if you take a mage to her, you're probably going to be okay. So, not the worst enemy we're going to come to fight here. In addition to that, let's go ahead and talk about Renulf a little bit while I'm switching everybody around. We're going to leave him in the back. Well, not while I'm switching around. Jill will stay back. Everybody else is pretty much going to stay near the front. Mist will keep you back here. Keep our high movement units up near the front so they can get these guys out early. That looks to be pretty good. Yeah, we'll go with that. I could take one more unit in, but I don't know if I want to. You could take Racing in and just leave him at the start if you really want to, and give Jill and Renulf extra turns, but it's still not very safe, so I would not advise for it. I'm going to take Tornado in just so he can act as a wall, basically. So, with that being said, let me go ahead and, pull Renulf's stats up. As you can see, he's got alright stats across the board. He's a level 9 Beast Tribe, which Leith, I believe, is, yeah, higher than he is. 16, 15, 18, 19, 12, 19, 17, 17, 13, 17, so he does have better stats than Leith can sometimes. Let's go ahead and pull that up. I almost typed in Nasir. Good job, me. Renulf. Gosh. Some of those Google searches, man. Those defaults are creepy sometimes, I tell ya. Alright. So, Renulf's growth rates are as follows. HP 130%, Strength 50%, Magic 0%. Who cares, right? Skill 55%, Speed 55%, Luck 35%, Defense 35%, Resistance 20%. Here we go. When transformed, his stats will change from the following. Wait a second, that's not... That looks like his stats from Radiant Dawn. Maybe that's not right. Yeah, that's definitely not right. Ah well. We'll ignore that part then, I guess. As a whole, when it comes to using Renulf, I hate saying this for the Cat Lagoos, because he's basically the same as Leith, still a Cat Lagoos, not a tiger like Miriam or whoever the other guy was that I always forgot. Mordecai, that's right. All those M names. He's okay. If you're using Leith, I would not really advise using him. If you are not using Leith, though, he's pretty decent. Remember, Leith transforms right at the beginning of a fight, and he'll take a couple turns, so keep that in mind. But he is usable. I will say that, he is usable. No skills come with him or anything like that, but he's relatively usable. But likely you've probably already formed your team by now, so I really, on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 saying use him definitely, 0 don't use him at all, I would say, if you feel like you've got a team that you're 100% certain you want to take to the end game, probably a 4 out of 10. If you feel like you've got a couple slots open, probably about a 6 out of 10. Like, you can do worse, but you can do better. But if you want a Lagoos unit, he's pretty decent. I prefer Leith, but that's just me, so it's kind of up to you, whatever you prefer. So, let's go ahead and save one more time and get started on this godforsaken level.